All right, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I add anywhere from 15 to 30% of revenue and or sales, depending on your nomenclature, month over month. This is an example of a company I did this with 4 months in a row. So as you can see, literally 16%, 20%, 23%, 30% within a single month. So, if you're doing 10,000 a month, that could be 1,500 to 3,000 additional revenue. If you're doing 100,000, that could be 15 to 30,000 additional revenue. If you're doing a million, that could be 150 to $300,000 worth of revenue. So um, this works really well if you have an existing list of leads and or already sold customers. I'd recommend having at least 300 as a good place to start, and then upwards of 1,000, couple thousand, hundreds of thousands. And obviously, you need to have the infrastructure, the teams, the systems, and people in place to be able to handle the inflow of inquiries, conversations, and things like that, depending on your type of business model. So with that being said, let me show you how this actually works. So the first step is to actually upload and organize your contacts into a CRM. So if you're not already using one of these, or you have one and you're not using it to its fullest capability, you're leaving tons of money on the table, as we just discussed. So you can see in the background here, this is an example of a client account with names. And then you can see on the right here, we just have the sources as far as, where they came from, and then also like the status, whether they're engaged and where they're actually at in the process, as well as the last time when they came into the system, how long ago we spoke to them. Obviously, this company has been slacking a little bit on being engaged with these people. And then as far as SMS, so one of the biggest challenges when it comes to doing this is that if you're trying to do it one by one manually and you have hundreds, if not thousands, of people to contact at once, like, you're going to be so overwhelmed that it's just, most people just get so overwhelmed they just don't even think to do it or want to do it. So when you have a good CRM, you can actually get SMS verified. And you can see right here, it says your A2P 10DLC registration is incomplete, failed. So this is actually a government regulation where it's mandatory that you register your business in order to do application to person mass text messaging. And obviously, as we know, we're in the 21st century. So consumers are moving more and more to a text first communication and approach. So it's significant that if you're not already SMS enabled with your business through a business phone number that's not directly tied to your personal number, that you do that. So you get uploaded and organized, by separating who's a customer, who's not a customer. There's some cool ways to do that. We can talk about that in another video if you'd like. Get SMS verified. You can see once you get submitted, it usually can take 2 to 3 business days, upwards of 2 business weeks. Really just depends. But once you get approved, boom, you get a little confirmation. You now A2P 10DLC compliant. So now you have the keys to the kingdom. The next thing is that you are going to do a mass automated outreach. And what's cool is that you can do this in many different ways. Obviously, the first big way would be SMS. You could do voicemail drops, you could do emails, and you could also do mailers. So on the left here, this is actually a automation. Let me see if I can move myself. Darn. But this was basically adding them into a direct mail campaign. And then this one was on some cold contacts, but it was basically separating them. Hey, if this number is a mobile phone or a landline, it would, dictate like what they would do. If it was a mobile phone, it would send them a text first, and then it would drop them into a voicemail drop campaign. And then as a result of that, here's an example on the right, actually, rather than a result. But that is the result right there. So this is me. Hey, B2B example. Hey, do you guys XYZ? Response, yes. I had a really cool video on how to help you do more of that. Would you want me to send it over? Yes. Cool. Here's a link. Boom. So you just get an influx of conversations and chats, and yeah, all those leads are sent directly to you and your team. And depending on the industry, I mean, if it's a more traditional industry, definitely call the leads within 3 minutes. If it's a service-based local industry, definitely call